At the beginning of the season, I wrote an open letter to the fans describing the core values inside the Real Salt Lake locker room: belief, passion, desire, determination, commitment, sacrifice. This is how I describe the values upon which our collective success is built. Descriptions of the character we demand from every individual that walks through those doors. Nothing but the utmost adherence to these tenets is tolerated. I asked our fans to help us establish the most dominant home field advantage in Major League Soccer. The energy in Seattle at our opening game there was outstanding, but my mind and heart still revert to the unforgettable electricity in the air when we opened Rio Tinto Stadium just over 1 year ago. Inside the locker room, our collective focus throughout 2009 has honed us as a cohesive unit. For us to think and react at a quicker speed of play, for us to pressure our opponent, for us to compete as one, together. Our fans, the best in MLS since day one, are part of that singular focus. Our fans are part of our heartbeat. That each and every one of them shares the same values: belief, passion, desire, determination, commitment, and sacrifice motivates every player, coach, and administrator in the RSL organization to forge ahead and redouble our efforts to emerge victorious. That motivation has us competing in our first MLS Cup, eager to bring home the organization's first title. You all know my personal credo: fortune favors the bold. I believe this in my heart of hearts, and I've asked my team a number of times. I asked the entire RSL nation to be bold this Sunday, back in Seattle, back first full circle to where we started this season. All of us, fans, players, coaches, supporters, everyone who grows the game of soccer, those who serve as the engine for the burgeoning soccer culture in the U.S. and specifically in Utah, should display this boldness proudly. And through the values stated above, fortune will shine brightest upon us. One final note here. There is one more phrase on the wall of our locker room that I would like to share, and I believe in this mantra wholeheartedly as well. The team is the star. So I find it fitting that as we are preparing to play a team with two of the league's brightest stars, we shall see if our star, the collective team, can measure up to theirs. Please join me in one more round of applause as a sign of my utmost appreciation for our star of Real Salt Lake, the entire team, all 25 of them. Thank you, guys. All right, Garth Lagerwey, please.
I guess really starting off, I'd like to thank all of our players. I haven't had a chance to speak to you guys collectively since after the game in Chicago. And GMs and presidents and owners try to build teams to consistently compete for championships. But when it comes down to it, the only guys that can win those championships are players. And I just want to extend my thanks and my gratitude to the staff and to the players for everything you guys have given and everything you guys have done and what I know you're going to put on the field in Seattle. So thank you guys. 1 year ago, we played in the Western Conference Final here at Rio Tinto. And our fans packed the house and almost got us over the top. This year, we've been fortunate enough to make it one step further, all the way to MLS Cup. And we invite and encourage and hope our fans will join us to finish our journey to Seattle and come with us up there and support us up in Seattle because we need it. To those fans who can't make it, I hope you're all watching at home on ESPN at 6:30 local time. When we played at home here in Rio Tinto since the building opened, we've won 13 times, lost twice, and tied 7. It's a pretty darn good record. And full credit to the staff and the players for that, but also thank you very much to our fans because I don't think we could have achieved that much success without their ardent support. We've had a good year here at RTS. A couple of season highlights. We scored the most goals per game in franchise history. We scored more goals than any other playoff team. We allowed the fewest goals in franchise history per game. That's a success of our team. And Jason's addressed that a little bit. But we've also had success as a franchise. We hosted a World Cup qualifier. The U.S. won in front of a raucous crowd and helped propel them to qualification. We hosted the All-Star game. And one of the biggest clubs in the world an EPL club in Everton. We went unbeaten, our team went unbeaten against the two biggest clubs in Mexico, and our fans poured out to support those events as well. So all in all, I think a lot of highlights to our season. But we're not done yet. For me, the tipping point of our season came in the 18-day break we had after losing at Dallas. Our guys could have basically packed it all in at that point, said it looked pretty tough to make the playoffs, and mailed it in the rest of the way. They didn't. Our coaching staff challenged them, and the team accepted. And they redoubled their efforts, and they went through a second preseason, and they took the opportunity and succeeded. They came out against Chivas Guadalajara, and they took that game very seriously, and they competed, and they fought, and even risked injury, and it set us up for the success we've had in the last month and a half of the season. We need you guys to stand up one more time as we go to Seattle and continue this run. We're playing a team of stars in LA, as Jason mentioned, littered with U.S. internationals, in addition to the guys we all know in David Beckham and Landon Donovan. Their payroll is at least 5 times what ours is. We have been written off by pundits, national and local, both when we tried to make the playoffs, then in the first round against Columbus, then again against Chicago, and everything I've read indicates that the same sentiment prevails for the final. It's been kind of fun proving these folks wrong week after week, and I think we got another week in us. We are very proud of what we've built here in the 2 years, 2.5 years since Jason and I took control of the team side, and Bill joined us shortly thereafter. And I want to thank and give credit to Jason and his staff for creating a winning culture, and to the players for embracing it. The team is a star. Utah may be a smaller place in the grand scheme of things, but it has a pretty good history of stepping up on big occasions. Think of the hosting of the Olympics here in 2002, the success of the Utah football team last year going unbeaten, BYU's undefeated season in 1984, and even the old Utah Stars winning the old ABA championship back before most of us were born. Now you go back a little further, and many folks here may know, and Mr. Cragthorpe may even be old enough to remember, that 140 years ago, at Promontory Summit, Utah, just a few miles up the road from here, the Golden Spike was driven into the ground to complete the first transcontinental railroad in the United States, joining this country from sea to shining sea. We've been laying track here for 2 years at RSL with this group, and we have a lot of iron in the ground. But we haven't finished our quest. We haven't completed our railroad. On Sunday, we have the opportunity to go to Seattle and push in our golden stake, labeled RSL, and lay claim to our first MLS Cup. It won't be easy. We must be prepared to fight and to earn it, but with the help of our fans, we can do it, and we can permanently change the outlook of this franchise and set up our team to be remembered forever, just like that railroad. Good luck, guys. Let's go forth and seize our destiny.